Do you all watch Political Punk? I think he's here on TikTok, but I watch him over on YouTube. I love Political Punk because he understands race relations in the United States. He understands the plight of Black people here in the United States. He understands policy that's happening here in the United States. And he just is a speaker of truth. Okay? So here lately, Political Punk has been keeping his foot on Cenk Uygur's neck, Cenk and Anna, over there on the Young Turks. And I came across this, and I want y'all to watch this with me.
I talked about this a little bit yesterday, right? That David Hogg was talking about a rep who said, hey, man, if I don't run again, my life will be over. And David Hogg said, get over yourself. And Bakari Sellers got really upset because apparently David Hogg was talking about Clyburn from South Carolina, who is a Black legislator that has been in office for a long time. And he was freaking out that David Hogg told this old Black legislator to get over himself, that David Hogg was not being respectful enough. But then I heard some shit about people claiming that David Hogg was now racist and he's just targeting Black legislators, which I don't believe is the truth at all. I have not seen any evidence of that, but let's get into this.
I've noticed that this same treatment that Hogg is getting has been extended to ordinary voting Americans. We don't owe any politician a damn thing, okay? They signed up to be public servants. They signed up to serve the people, to serve their constituents, to serve us.
It's weird because nobody ever holds Trump to that standard, though, right? Nobody ever holds Trump to a standard. Like, he can just shit on people, take away rights, ignore laws, can take $400 million planes, fuck everybody over, right? Everybody over. And nobody ever fucking holds him accountable to us. What has Donald Trump done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? Donnie, what have you done for me other than take my neck? Right? You fucking shit kicker.
Okay, we can disrespect them all we want if they are not serving our best interests. Period. End of story. So Bakari Sellers.
I want you to understand that I'm one that believes Representative Clyburn, it's time to retire. But I will never disrespect Representative Clyburn the way that she just did. And if Anna was in my face right now, she and I would be having a little back and forth because I would never allow an Anna Kasparian or a Cenk Uygur to disrespect my elder. But let's continue. Political Punk, he gets to it.
Right? You fucking shit kicker.
Okay, we can disrespect them all we want if they are not serving our best interests. Period. End of story. So Bakari Sellers, you want to be known as the guy who respects people in positions of power, go ahead and do it. But don't turn around and go after people who rightly criticize elected lawmakers for doing the wrong thing.
Let me just interject right here. There is a difference between criticizing and being disrespectful. Clearly, Anna doesn't know the difference, and she doesn't know how to criticize without being disrespectful. That's a failure on her part. And again, I am one that believes that it's time for Representative Clyburn to retire, just like I believe it's time for Chuck Schumer to go and Nancy Pelosi. I can recognize all that Nancy Pelosi has brought to the party. I recognize all that she has done for the party and these United States. And I can respect her for that. The same with Representative Clyburn. He has done so much for Black people in this country by way of his position in Congress. There's this old saying that I've been seeing going around on social media. People are saying that it was said by Mike Tyson, but I can't find any proof that Mike Tyson actually put this quote out there, that social media has made too many people comfortable with being disrespectful without being punched in the motherfucking face. That's Anna Kasparian and a whole bunch of other white women out here in these social media spaces. Yeah, social media has made them way too comfortable with being disrespectful without being punched in the face. But let's continue. This is Political Punk Show.
Respect them all we want if they are not serving our best interests. Period. End of story.
Look,
so, Bakari Sellers, you want to be known as the guy who respects people in positions of power, go ahead and do it. But don't turn around and go after people who rightly criticize elected lawmakers for doing the wrong thing. That eventually actually does hurt the party you love so much.
Yeah. No, I don't have to respect politicians. What a weird ask. You must respect politicians who, by the way, also do nothing for you. Why do I have to respect him? By the way, did Clyburn get us voting rights? No. Did he get us anything? Almost nothing. So what do I have to respect him for? I know, I get it, Picard. You've got a job on cable news because if you respect politicians and tell everybody how wonderful they are, you'll get a job on cable news.
I want to go.
Oh, but wait a second, though, because first off, I should note that the rep they're talking about, Clyburn, is a black man. And we know that black people are a little judged at TYT.
Come on with it.
But yeah, they're like, oh, they get to fucking, oh, how dare you, black man, tell me I need to respect people.
Exactly.
Now, here's something though, is why are they so like, we don't need to respect you, Bakari. We don't need to respect Jim Clyburn. What has he done for us? But man, they show Donald Trump respect.
Yes.
They show fucking Charlie Kirk respect.
Yes.
They show fucking Glenn Beck respect.
Yes.
They show PBD respect. Like, why do they respect all these transphobic, homophobic, like racist motherfuckers? Right? MTG got shown respect.
Yes.
But like, oh, Jim Clyburn doesn't get any respect. The Jewish space lasers woman who said we're fucking programming hurricanes got respect. But Jim Clyburn, the black guy, no fucking respect. And how dare you, Bakari Sellers, also a dark-skinned guy, ask these people to afford a black fucking representative any respect? How dare you? You're lucky they're not calling him the N-word like they used to in the good old days. Jesus Christ. They are fucking scoundrels.
Yes.
I want to go to graphic 10 here. So this is writer Jeremy Fassler. Here's what he writes. Is disrespecting elders primarily a white thing? No, you just happen to be a bigot, Jeremy. You just happen to be a bigot. Okay? That's the situation here. But let me continue with the...
Oh my God. Is it a white thing, disrespecting elders, and like she called him a bigot?
Rest of his bigoted comment. Because I never see the black community disrespect their elders the way white people do.
I mean, absurd comment.
This like open bigotry is so gross. Because just flip the races around in that statement. Just flip them around and tell me if that would be an okay thing to tweet out.
Oh my God. She didn't.
She did.
She literally just said, oh my God.
Yep.
She said, how dare you make a comment about white people? If we said that same thing about black people, it would be a huge problem. She literally is on the white racism trip.
Yep.
No fucking way. Hold on, backing up. Here we go.
White people do.
I mean, absurd comment.
This like open bigotry is so gross. Because just flip the races around in that statement. Just flip them around and tell me if that would be an okay thing to tweet out.
Yeah, but Anna, did the black people enslave the white people here in America for 400 years?
Nope.
When did that happen? Right? Jim Crow? White people were segregated, cut off, right? They were blackballed. They were redlined. The white people? What the fuck are you talking about, Anna?
If you are over on YouTube, I highly recommend that you subscribe to Political Punk. He is funny. He is entertaining. He's very knowledgeable out in these political streets, and he keeps his foot on Cenk and Anna's neck. This is how I stay abreast as to what's happening with those two over on the Young Turks because I don't subscribe to their channel. I actually hid my channel from their channel because I don't want to see their content coming up. I watch it through Political Punk because Political Punk, baby, he cusses them clean out. And oh, Anna, know the hell you won't disrespect my elders if I'm in the room. We all could use this laugh.
So this one is both really important as a topic, but also a little bit personal because, you know, here on the Young Turks, we said years ago that Biden had a problem. And it was, and is it because we're like the world's greatest reporters? No, because we have eyes and ears, like most humans. And so when Biden was falling apart at the seams publicly, we said, look, obviously there's a problem. Look, he just shook hands with no one. It was an invisible person.
Yeah, and so we were all in denial, but like, who cares? Are you ever going to let this go,
What's he
Jake?
doing? He can't finish sentences. He's getting...
You ever going to let this go? Because what did you do? You got so mad that the media didn't listen to you about Joe Biden? Oh, you got so mad that the media didn't. Oh, you're so oppressed. So what did you do? You took money from Peter Thiel?
Yep.
Like, I mean, what do you want, dude? You want a goddamn media cookie? Like, yeah, like, what the is your deal, bro? Like, get over it. To use the words of David Hogg, get over yourself. Or to use the words of Franny, you're a bitch. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at dude.
All the world leaders wrong. This was super obvious. But now, reporters, and this is unbearable,
they're still talking about
are
it.
pretending that they got lied.
Dude, they love this shot of Biden, dude. They always use this picture, bro.
And there was no way they could have figured it out. How about you did some reporting earlier when it was relevant? And instead, what did you do? You yelled at every single person who said Joe Biden was old.
You know, I got to give them credit, though, Cenk, because they managed to monetize laundering their reputations and
yeah, that's something you and Cenk have failed at, monetizing your shit, because your channel is dead, baby.
Rewriting history. Like, their revisionism about themselves is making them additional money. In the case of Jake Tapper, Alex Thompson, to his credit, was one of the few reporters who was calling a spade when it came to Joe Biden. Before anyone else, before the debate, before anyone else was willing to call a spade.
Okay, so those of us who bravely pointed out that the Democrats were more likely to lose if Joe Biden was around, we were all accused of trying to help Trump. Now, if it turns out that we were right, and it did turn out that we were right, who helped Trump the most? Ironically, mainstream media and Democratic leaders who worked together to make sure a senile old man was left running against Donald Trump, a guy who would obviously lose, but none of them minded as long as they served power. And forget me, because I'm persona non grata and I'm an outsider and a populist. They would never...
Dude, Cenk, he's just the misunderstood outsider populist that goes on every right-wing news show.
ever acknowledge us, let alone apologize. Forget Marianne Williamson, who was a hero on this.
Dude, Marianne Williamson was fucking nuts. That woman was not the answer, bro. All right? There's a lot of answers out there, but don't fucking bring Marianne Williamson into this shit, dude. She was like, that woman was not the answer, okay? Dude, yeah, no, the red background. Dude, yeah, Cenk is the real victim here, guys. He really is, because Cenk, dude, let's take a moment here to really process. Dude, can I get some sad music? Hold on. Let's just take a walk, guys, and just look for a moment, because Cenk is misunderstood, because he has been victimized, guys. First off, okay, with fucking Cenk Uygur. First off, George Bush lied to him. He was a Republican, and George Bush lied to him about the war, which made him turn on the Republican Party. That was heartbreaking for Cenk Uygur. Forget about the 600,000 Iraqis that died. It was Cenk Uygur that got lied to. Okay, then around this same time, he was ambling around South Beach of Miami and none of the women there would fuck him, right? And like, for no reason at all, Cenk Uygur was left to suffer. There he was, a stubby little guy. He didn't have a law degree like some of these guys. He didn't have any money. He just had the same collared shirt and the same jacket. And he walked around South Beach of Miami trying so hard to get fucked. And all the women ignored him. So this man, Cenk Uygur, poor Cenky, he had to give it the double tug every night, dude. He had to tug probably 5-7 times a day. And poor guy, look at him. Look at his face. You can see how much he was traumatized by having to tug like that, right? It was really like just heartbreaking. And then Cenk Uygur, he had a momentary taste of success. He got on YouTube and like a rocket, Cenk Uygur, all of a sudden he was rising to the top. He was the first partner on YouTube. He was at the pinnacle. Okay, Cenk Uygur was finally having his moment. Now, we're moving into this other part where now they're finally succeeding. Okay, they're checking out the celebrity camel toes. They're shouting the N-word on the air, and TYT is taking off. Okay, they're blowing up. All of a sudden, Cenk Uygur has political clout, dude. But then there's a black president. Man, they don't like the black president. And Cenk doesn't want to be nice to the black president. Because remember, you know, the N-word thing? So now Cenk is on MSNBC, but they say, Cenk Uygur, we're sorry, we're going to give a black guy, Al Sharpton, he's getting the mainstream shot. Not you, little buddy. You're going to go back to South Beach. It's like now not only can you not get f***ed, but you can't even be an anchor on MSNBC. And let me just tell you, Cenk Uygur, this is going to be so heartbreaking that you will talk about this for the next 20 years. Okay? You'll be crying about this. All right? You'll be fucking crying about this. Just heartbroken. Oh, Cenk, I'm sorry, dude. MSNBC dissed you. And then Bernie Sanders lost the election. And that was a real bad for you, Cenk Uygur, because you had blown up so big and you hitched your populist cart to Bernie Sanders. And you thought by Bernie Sanders winning that election in 2016, you thought it was going to be good for you. You were blowing up. You were grabbing all the fucking progressive people. You were pulling them into your network. You were providing them with optimization for YouTube, right? But we really know, Cenk Uygur, that probably you were making sure none of them blew up bigger than you. Weren't you, Cenk Uygur? I know you don't want to tell anybody that, but we know you were probably pulling the strings. But yeah, you were fucking really victimized by Bernie losing, because that meant your brand was now not really taken over. Your populist revolution was not taken over. You know what I'm saying? So Cenk Uygur, again, you were almost there, but you just didn't quite get it, right? You were a fallen man, and now you're in the Trump territory. So now we're going to take round 3. This is where it gets really sad. Oh, here we go. Now, after all this happened to Cenk Uygur, and Bernie lost, and Cenk Uygur was just beside himself. He had to endure a Trump presidency, which he said Trump was going to resign, and that never happened. And then Bernie lost again, and then Cenk Uygur ran for Congress. And Cenk Uygur was like, I'm going to finally change the world. This is about me, Cenk Uygur. I am going to finally do what Bernie failed to do, what the Democrats failed to do, what Hillary failed to do. I'm going to get into Congress, and I'm going to fucking burn it all down. And then what happened? Oh, they found your blogs. Oh, shit. They found your blogs. And people started realizing that, like, oh, shit, you were talking about all that incel shit. And you were talking about camel toes. And you were saying the N-word. And they're like, oh, goddamn, bro. You're kind of a misogynist, Cenk Uygur. We don't actually like you. You're kind of gross. And you're like, wait, no. Now they're canceling me. Oh, shit, but wait, I'm going to run for Congress. And yeah, don't mind that I'm union busting in the middle of my congressional campaign as a progressive. But man, they're really going hard on me. And now my idol, Bernie Sanders, The guy who I hitch my cart to, Bernie, just has forsaken me. Bernie pulled his endorsement and said, God damn, dude, that Cenk Uygur guy is fucking, he's kind of a dirty misogynist. I can't endorse him. So you lost. You only got 6% of the vote. Oh, Cenk Uygur, how bad for you? Dude, you got fucked out of being able to burn Congress to the ground and being the face of the progressive fucking revolution.
Listen, there's a whole lot more to this video. You got to go over to YouTube to watch it. Give Political Punk all of the views. This show right here was comedy gold.